In this video, I'll discuss 7 high dividend paying ETFs I think everyone should consider for their portfolio. These ETFs are great for investors seeking to diversify their portfolios, earn passive income, and potentially benefit from capital appreciation. I hold each of these ETFs in my dividends-only portfolio. So in addition to providing information about these ETFs, I'll also tell you why I invest in them and what percentage of each I hold in my portfolio. All right, starting with my smallest position, accounting for only 5% of my dividend portfolio, is the Schwab International Dividend Equity ETF, or SCHY. This ETF focuses on high dividend yielding stocks outside the United States, offering international exposure across developed and emerging markets outside the U.S. This fund's current price is $24.49. It has a current yield of 4.03% and about $781 million in net assets. The expense ratio is 0.14%. I have this fund in my portfolio for international exposure, although it is a small amount. My next position is the Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Index Fund ETF, or VIG. This ETF tracks the NASDAQ U.S. Dividends Achiever Select Index, comprising of companies with a history of increasing dividends. The fund focuses on dividend growth rather than current high dividend yield. This fund's current price is $178.86. It has a current yield of 1.80%, has almost $91 billion in net assets, and an expense ratio of 0.08%. This fund makes up about 10% of my dividend portfolio. I love this fund because it not only invests in companies that have a record of increasing dividends, but many of these companies also have potential for capital appreciation. Some of the well-known companies in this fund are Apple, Microsoft, Visa, JP Morgan Chase, Broadcom, and Johnson & Johnson. Moving on, the next part of my portfolio is split between 2 ETFs that provide similar type of exposure. These ETFs make up about 10% of my portfolio and are the Amplify CWP Enhanced Dividend Income ETF, or DIVO, and JP Morgan Equity Premium Income ETF, or JEPI. These funds utilize option strategies to increase income. DIVO invests in U.S. equities that focus on dividend growth and aims to offer higher income using option strategies to earn premium. DIVO's current price is $37.89, has a current yield of 4.57%, has $3 billion in net assets, and an expense ratio of 0.56%. JEPI provides an actively managed fund that invests in primarily large cap equities. This fund also aims to provide income through options, premiums, and dividends. JEPI's current price is $57.10. It has a current yield of 7.85%, has almost $33 billion in net assets, and an expense ratio of 0.35%. I invest in DIVO and JEPI to further diversify my dividend portfolio. Although the expense ratios for these funds is somewhat high, I like having exposure to the options premiums these funds offer. Before we move on, I want to really quickly let you know that 90% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. So please remember to subscribe and like. Thank you. And now back to the video. Next is the Vanguard Real Estate Index Fund ETF, or VNQ. This fund seeks to provide a high level of income and moderate long-term capital appreciation by tracking the performance of publicly traded equity real estate investment trusts, or REITs. This fund also tracks real estate development and management companies. Its focus is broad, covering everything from office buildings and hotels to data centers. This ETF is a must consider for those looking to include real estate in their portfolios for both income through dividends and potential capital appreciation. I have a fairly large position with VNQ, making up about 20% of this portfolio. VNQ's current price is $87.12. It has a current yield of 4.08% and about $64 billion in net assets. Its expense ratio is 0.12%. I have this fund in my portfolio for real estate exposure. But I am looking to add additional exposure to real estate in this portfolio. I plan to add some specific REITs, but haven't decided which ones yet. I believe REITs will do well when interest rates eventually come down, so I'm looking to increase my exposure there. If you have any suggestions for REITs you like, please let me know in the comments. My next dividend ETF is a favorite of many, and I have considered making it my largest position, but it's currently my second largest position and accounts for 25% of this dividends-only portfolio. This fund is the Schwab U.S. Dividend Equity ETF, or SCHD. SCHD stands out for its emphasis on U.S. stocks that not only offer high dividend yields, but also show a strong history and potential for future dividend sustainability and growth. It's an excellent choice for those who prioritize income alongside the potential for capital appreciation, focusing on companies across various sectors that demonstrate financial health and reliability in their dividend payments. SCHD's current price is $79.02, has a current yield of 3.42% and about $53 billion in net assets, Its expense ratio is 0.06%. I love SHD because of its long-term history of strong returns, its focus on quality large-cap stocks, provide a solid dividend yield and low expense ratio. My next fund is the Vanguard High Dividend Yield Index Fund ETF, or VYM. This fund makes up 30% of my dividends-only portfolio. This fund is well-diversified, holding around 415 different stocks, and seeks to mirror the performance of the FTSE High Dividend Yield Index, which is composed of companies that exhibit high dividend yields. This ETF offers exposure to a broad array of dividend-paying large-cap companies across multiple industries, making it a solid choice for investors aiming to generate income from dividends while also seeking the growth potential of large-cap stocks. VYM's current price is $118.12. It has a current yield of 3.01% and about $65 billion in net assets with an expense ratio of 0.06%. I love VYM because I think it makes a perfect foundational dividend ETF, providing strong dividend yield, potential capital appreciation. It is well diversified and has a very low expense ratio. This is how my dividends-only portfolio is set up. I realize there is some overlap between funds, but I'm okay with that. Hopefully I'm giving you some ideas for ETFs you might want to add to your portfolio. Of course, do your own research or talk to a financial advisor because I am not one. I'd love to hear from you. Let me know in the comments, what are your favorite dividend-paying ETFs or REITs? Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. Not sure what to watch next? Check out this video right here that YouTube is recommending. I think you'll really enjoy it. Take care, and I'll see you next time.